What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? This is Saurus here. I'm back and better than ever. I have been back playing a lot of Smite recently, and so I've decided to do a god guide for Artemis. So here we go. Artemis is a ranged attack power carry. She specializes in dealing lots of auto attack damage from afar and has a few abilities to help her achieve this goal. Let's take a look at her abilities. First, we have her passive, Still Target. Artemis gains a critical strike chance buff on each successful hit. The critical chance per hit is 5%, the duration is 4 seconds, with a maximum stack of 3. This passive is one of the main reasons we focus on attack speed and crit with Artemis. Being able to keep this passive up as much as possible is a beautiful thing. Next, we have her one ability, Transgressor's Fate. Artemis places a trap that additionally acts as a ward. Enemy gods coming within 5 feet of her traps activate them, rooting and crippling the enemy god, preventing movement abilities and dealing damage every second for 3 seconds. This is going to be doing physical damage per tick, and it's going to be 25 to 85 damage plus 30% of your physical power. The vision radius is 70 feet, the root duration is 2 seconds, and you can have a maximum of 3 traps on the map. These babies are so useful. They can be used as wards near your lane or warding objectives around the map. They can be used in formation to make it hard to get into certain areas without triggering one. They can be used to help escape a tricky situation. And they can be used for full offense by placing one under a stunned target either from your ulti or otherwise, as well as placing it under someone pulled by Sobek, Arachne, or Hercules, etc. Her 2 ability is Vengeful Assault. Artemis attacks at a furious pace, increasing her attack speed significantly. The attack speed is 35 to 75%, duration is 3 to 5 seconds, cost is 70 to 90 mana, cooldown is 18 to 14 seconds. This ability is pretty straightforward. Just hit it and start blasting away. I try to wait to use this until I've already landed a few autos to make sure that my passive is stacked and the crits are ready to start rolling in. Her 3 ability is Suppress the Insolent. Artemis fires a volley at her ground target location, suppressing all of her enemies. Enemies caught within the volley are damaged and are slowed. The damage is 90 to 350 plus 30% of your physical power. The slow is 25%. The slow duration is 2 seconds. The cost is 70 to 110 mana, and the cooldown is 10 seconds. This is a nice big AoE that slows and hits pretty hard. I open with this a lot and have it come off cooldown while chasing a fleeing enemy by the end of the engagement. Her ultimate ability is Caledonian Boar. Artemis summons the great Caledonian Boar to wreak havoc on her enemies, doing damage to the nearest enemy god and stunning them in itself. The boar continues to charge other gods for its lifetime. Artemis is also immune to crowd control for 3 seconds. The damage is 150 to 450 plus 100% of your physical power. The stun is 1.1 to 1.5 seconds. The boar's lifetime is 6 seconds. The cost is 80 to 120 mana and the cooldown is 90 seconds. Her ultimate can be extremely useful as well as pretty frustrating. It can be used in offensive or defensive situations. If I'm fighting someone one-on-one, I like to wait until they are somewhat low on health and pop it to prevent any chance of escape. The problem is only one god is stunned at a time, and it can seem to be random at times as to which one is exactly picked. Unfortunately, if you have someone that is fleeing and you do pop the boar, it could go to a target that seems to be that's behind you, that may be slightly closer because someone's running away. And while the first target is stunned, it will allow for the target that you initially were trying to get after to actually get away, which is very unfortunate. When you have someone dead to rights, you pop your ulti, it stuns a random person behind you didn't even know was there, and then the person escapes out right in front of you. So that's pretty annoying, but you just have to look out for that kind of stuff, I guess, and it's definitely happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to everyone. So it can be frustrating, but that's just the way the ult works. As far as leveling up skills, I make sure to max her 3 Suppress the Insolent first for that nice finishing move when the enemy tries to escape, followed by her 2 Vengeful Assault for better overall damage output, and then her 1 Transgressor's Fate, and of course, leveling up her boar whenever possible. Let's take a look at some item options for Artemis. Starting out, I like to grab Tabby 2, 2 HP pots, and 1 mana pot. Some people like to go with Death's Toll, which is fine, but I have found that the boots and pots work just fine for me without having to worry about a starting item. After finishing the boots, I usually will move on to Executioner for attack speed as well as cutting through defenses in a non-percentage based way, which is nice for early game penetration. After that, I will go with Soul Eater or Devourer's Gloves, depending on if anyone else on your team is going to be getting Soul Eater. After that, I'll get Rage for attack, speed, and crit, followed by Deathbringer. At this point, you will be hitting extremely hard. Your crits should be destroying people. After that, I will go for either Titan's Bane or Kin's Blade. The former is good for getting through high defenses. The latter has more attack speed and will shred tanks with high health. For active items, I'll normally go with Purification Beads and Aegis Amulet. With so many high burst gods, having Aegis has saved me so many times. And even though her ultimate makes her immune to CC, she cannot cast it if stunned, so I also get beads. This is how I make up for her lack of an escape. Having beads, Aegis, her ulti, and her traps do very well to help you escape in sticky situations. Using Artemis can be tricky as she doesn't have a good hard escape like most other carries. Sure, we can use her board to help escape, but that can only help so much. This is one of her biggest weaknesses. Another weakness is that her board will not always stun your intended target first. It will always go after the closest god, whether it be behind you, beside you, out of your field of vision that you don't even know is there. Meanwhile, you're trying to chase down a kill, and that person gets away because the boar decided to go to someone that was behind you. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way the ult works. And that's going to do it for this Artemis guide. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope that you guys have learned something. Have a great day.